bestie and the woman that changed my life by introducing me to this amazing company and just loving me to no fault. So we all give it up for our amazing leader, JoAnna Sharp. Woo, woo, woo. She's in the house.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited.
Super fun earrings.
Participating in, yes, aren't they pretty? That you're participating in our SuperSTAR.
They are great.
We'll be doing this every Thursday, but Andrea wanted to interview me because I interviewed her, and so I guess it's payback.
It is payback, and I am going live on the phone because I want to monitor all of the comments. So here's the deal. As you listen, as you watch, as you vacuum and have us in the earbuds, whatever you might be doing, this is going to be such a great 20-minute chat. And you're probably going to have some questions and some comments, and we want you to comment below. Now, if you're one of our VIPs, that's one of our amazing customers that make us look so good, then you're going to want to comment below because we're giving away some free Mary Kay. And it's just so much fun to be able to reward you for just spending a couple minutes of your day with us. If you're a consultant, we totally want you to comment and just be a part of our chat today, because you may see some things that you also dream about in Joe's story. So without that, check and make sure that if there are comments that I can answer them along the way. But I'm going to dive right in because this is the best part about getting to know our leader. We see her as a teacher every week, an inspiration, but let's get to know the amazing woman that I get to call bestie. So Joe, how did we meet? You want to tell everybody?
It sounds funny you asking me these questions because we both know the answers, but the way Andrea and I met, it was about 25 and a half years ago. And she was a guest at a Mary Kay party. We called it a skincare class back then. And I met her at my dining room table with her adorable little self there. And she was in the military and was an amazing officer, a dietitian and nutritionist, and I was just so impressed with her. She was just absolutely awesome. But that's how we met. I wasn't so sure if it would turn into a relationship, but we can talk about that later.
Okay, we're going to keep moving on. I'm sure you guys will love the laugh on that one later. But I do want to let the audience know I am also experiencing a little glitching, and we think it just might be some of the internet right now, but stay with us. Okay, stay with us because this is really fun. Okay, so Joe, how many cars have you earned in your Mary Kay business?
Well, this doesn't really make sense because I've been in the company for 28 years, and you can earn a new car every 2 years, but I've actually earned 15 cars. And the way that worked was I earned a car, 2 years later, I earned a car, 6 months later, I earned the next car, and 6 months later, I earned the next car. So if you earn the car super fast in Mary Kay, they still give you a brand new car. It's awesome. And then every 2 years, you requalify for the cars.
So which beautiful car are you driving around Phoenix right now?
I am driving the 2020 Cadillac XT6. It's loaded, has third row, and it is gorgeous. And ironically enough, I have more men make comments about my car when they see me in a parking lot or get in and out of it, or they pull up next to me at a red light, especially guys on Harleys, because I have a pink and black Harley sticker on it. But and they're like, you go girl, that car is gorgeous. So it's highly appreciated.
We always think it would be like, oh my gosh, I couldn't, until you actually have it in your driveway and you love how many waves and thumbs up you get. Now, obviously, that means that you are doing the work. And with that comes some beautiful paychecks. Now, I do think it's great to share with the audience, and please let me see who is on. We've got a couple people on with us, and I know in most circles talking about money is sort of taboo, but we share some things in our Mary Kay bubble because we want it to inspire and also to enlighten. So may I ask you, what is the highest check you've received in one calendar month from your Mary Kay commissions?
Okay, so before I tell you, I want y'all to know it's not just so you can dream and all that, but it's also because we want you to know that in your mind, you're thinking, wow, if she can do that, I can certainly do that. And that is part of what Andrea and I do every single week is we show you that we are real people in the real world dealing with the real stuff. But my highest commission check was over $13,000 in 1 month. It was absolutely thrilling because it was more than I made teaching school full time with a coaching stipend. Now I did go back and figure out that the month that I did 13,000, I actually profited $1,000 in my sales. And so I'm just going to stop that. There you go. In my sales. And so my total commission check with sales and everything that month would have been a little over 16,000.
Okay, so audience, friends, if you just heard her check in 1 calendar month. So I would just love to know if you had $1,000 extra in your bank account, what would you do with that? Mm-hmm. And I want you to put that in the chat box below. So if that was you, an extra 200, an extra 600, extra $1,000 cash in your bank account, what would you do with that? Put it in the chat box now. I'm dying to know. So, okay, so I sort of spilled the beans, but my question is like, where are you living now? Because I know that you have been sort of this roaming pink Cadillac machine.
Yes, we've actually moved 8 times the first 23 years that I was building my Mary Kay business. That's why I love the fact that there's no territories. I never lost any customers. I never lost any team members when I moved from place to place. And now, Andrea, in this virtual world, I mean, you and I see each other more now than we've ever seen each other because we all know how to use Zoom and FaceTime and all that. So it's great. But yeah, I moved 8 times my first 23 years. I'm currently living in a little town called Cave Creek, Arizona. It's just north of Scottsdale. We are in the greater Phoenix area. And originally I always say I'm JoAnna from Atlanta, born in Louisiana. And I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We moved to the metro Atlanta area when I was in grade school. And that's kind of where I grew up. So I'm a Southern girl.
When you're around her and we get excited, the y'alls and the draws, they come out a lot more. So it's really, really fun. So, okay. So you've been you've been all over the world and all over America. You're from all these Southern places, but how did Mary Kay come into your life? Tell us about your Mary Kay origin.
Well, my mother was a Mary Kay consultant. I was mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, that's for old ladies. And I can't believe you peddle cosmetics. And so for 2 years, my nose was so far up in the air, I could not see my own feet. And she was very wise and she came to Fort Stewart, Georgia. And I was a hostess for her because she said, if you'll be a hostess for me, I'll take you to your favorite all you can eat crab legs restaurant. And so we are not bribery sometimes. And so she came to town and I had 3 friends show up at my party. I was one of them. I wouldn't even take off my makeup because my skin was so bad. And she did over $500 in sales. That was when the basic was $95. And she not only did not give me anything except a little bit of hostess credit, she went home to Atlanta, shipped everything to me, and I had to run around town and distribute everything. So that kind of got my attention. And so that's really how I got started. My mother brought me in kicking and screaming. And I really didn't think I'd ever do anything with it other than just hair and nail money. So here I am 28 years later, and I've been debt free for years and years and years and years and years. And I haven't made a car payment in 28 years.
Oh my goodness. And I love how many people that we hear who never, ever, ever had Mary Kay on their radar. Mm-hmm. And yet when you look at what benefits, that they really are what we really want and pray for. So, okay, you have been moving around. So, you have an amazing man that you're also supporting. And tell me a little bit about how long you've been married and who he is.
Well, some people get it right the first time. I did not. So this is actually my second marriage, but I've married my soulmate, Andy Shipe, and we actually met in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We've been married for 23 years. This summer, we're like,
I was going to say, that's really?
this summer. That means you've been married 23 years this summer, girlfriend. We got married a month apart. So, and it's been great, and we've moved a lot, and he's a corporate rock star. And the great thing is I can walk alongside him and be that corporate wife while at the same time he's a Mary Kay husband. And we just complement each other. We really do. We respect each other's businesses and we complement each other. But here's just something I kind of want our guests and our consultants to know is when I met Andy, I was already a pink car driving director in Mary Kay. And so he met me as an entrepreneur. And so if as you're moving your business along and you're growing your business, if your husband sometimes gets a little bit jealous of your success or how much money you're making, or if you start making more money than him, that's something that you'll just need to deal with one day at a time. I don't think that's a bad problem to have, to make more money. But, I just want to encourage you that, when you walk alongside of each other and share your goals with him, then that really helps the situation a lot.
Absolutely. So you do have children. Tell us a little bit about your family.
My babies. So my son just turned 35. Over Christmas, I told him this past year, I said, there is no way you're 35. And he was like, yes, your son is 35. I'm like, what? My daughter's 28. They're both very successful, very goal-driven, focused young people. And my son is married. He's in the South Jersey area. My daughter is an administrator for a school here in the Phoenix area. And they're great kids. They're just amazing kids. They've grown up pink, literally grown up in a pink bubble.
Well, and I really believe that so many people go to an office, and unfortunately, our kids, it's not what we're saying to them, it's what they're seeing, and what is taught is caught. And when you are being an example, you're working in the home, there's a lot of amazing opportunities for our children to grow more. And of course, I have known your children ever since they were, well, Jules was 4. But do you want to share just a little example of how having them watch you, how has that developed their just skill and abilities?
Well, I'll tell you a story that I hope nobody takes as a negative thing, but when the kids were just really little, because Jules was born into Mary Kay, the day I earned my first car, I gave birth to her that afternoon. And I always joke and say we were sort of excited about the baby too. They really grew up pink. And so I remember when Jules was about 3 or 4, so Kevin is 6 years older, so he was about 9 or 10. I was in a room, I had the door shut and I was making calls and Kevin was in charge. And I heard Jules bang on the door, bang, 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 mom, bang, 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 mom, bang, 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 mom. And I heard Kevin, and I was about to get up and check on her because I always tell my kids, unless there's red coming out of the stove or red coming out of your body, do not bother me during my Mary Kay time. And they were always real good about that. And Kevin's like, Jules, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she's like, I want mom. I don't want Mary Kay. I want mom. And I heard him say, Jules, you need to let mom do her Mary Kay, because before Mary Kay, she was always angry. You never know. But I went back and I realized it was like, get in the car. We got to get to daycare. To get here, we got to get there. I got to get back home. I literally, my day started at 4:30 every morning, where I took my son to preschool, and then he went to the preschool, and then he went to kindergarten. And I had people that I paid to take him from place to place. And I taught school all day. And then I taught aerobics every night, or I coached football every night, because you can't just teach and make ends meet. And then, I was at the gym until 10 or 11 every night, got him home, got him in bed, graded papers till midnight, and started over again the next day. So when my mom first approached me about Mary Kay, I said, when am I going to do that? I don't have time to bathe as it is. Yeah. And she's like, 2 hours every other Saturday morning. Just give it 2 hours every other Saturday morning. And so that's really what my kids saw me do. But my kids, Andrea, you saw it, but I'll just share for our guests and our consultants, my kids saw me set goals and reach them, and we would celebrate. And they would see me set goals and not reach them. Yeah. And the way I reacted when I didn't reach those goals taught them more about how they were going to be later in life than anything else. And I remember when my son got into West Point, and I remember when we dropped him off at West Point. Okay, I need a tissue. We dropped him off at West Point. And what they do is they take all the parents and all the cadets before they shave their heads and all that. And they put you in a giant auditorium, and you're in different sections. And there's a cadet in front of each section. And they say, you have 90 seconds with your cadet. And you're like, what? Before they're going to pull them out, and put them on the buses and yell at them. And you could hear the door opening down at the end of the auditorium and other sections going out. And you could just hear the screaming and the yelling. Because, what they do is they vet people very, very, very quickly at the academies. And so then they said, you have 60 seconds with your cadet. And Kevin turned to his dad. He hugged his dad. He shook hands with him, and he turned to me. And I am just like, I'm frozen, and the tears are just streaming. And Kevin hugged me, and he goes, Mom, you taught me what to do. We got this.
Oh, God, no.
And, another thing too, when you're home with your kids, when you are the last face they see when they get on the bus, or you're taking them to school, or you're the first face that they see when they get home from school, it makes a difference. And another Kevin story, when Kevin got married and we did the groom mother dance, and we're dancing, and he's like, Mom, I want you to know that I will always love Stephanie. I'll always put her first, and she'll be the princess. And I'm just going to do everything I can to just make her always feel great and do everything I should do as a gentleman. But I want you to know that you will always be my hero. And as a single parent, I thought we did good. We did good. And I wasn't rushing off to a corporate job every day. And I wasn't crying about the fact that we didn't have any money. And I wasn't, mortified if a bill came up, or the kids wanted to go on a school trip, or Jules needed new shoes for cheerleading. I'm like, okay, I'll hold a Mary Kay party. And Andrea, you remember one time when we had a car breakdown in our family, and I held 5 parties from Monday through Friday, and I went in and paid cash on that bill for that car. And so, it's immediate income. It's a lifesaver. My life and my children's lives would not be the same right now if it were not for this company. Did I know that when I ordered my $95 starter kit? No way. No. I just wanted to pay off a couple little bills. So you never know.
You just never know. And so for those watching, and you might be watching this a little later, we are going to go back and see those comments. We still want you to participate. And I do want you to know, you might be catching this a day or two, or maybe a week later. Please comment. We're going to see it, and we're going to make sure that you are appreciated. And we do also sorts of giveaways. But if you have children, I would love for you to put in the comments right now how many kids you have. And if you do work outside the home, maybe you don't work outside the home, tell us what it is the effect and the impact of you either working outside the home for your children or not. And, I was also raising my children, as Jo sort of said, we met, and I was a youngin', but she raised me, and she raised me as sort of my second mom, and guiding me in my business, but also in life. And I got to raise my children. And I can tell you that just to be there for every single sporting event when all the other parents couldn't take their kids, that's where you get to connect and hear the stories and find out, ooh, let's make sure that they don't hang out with that group. And it really is powerful. We don't do Mary Kay. I think this is important too. We don't do Mary Kay in case we lose our job. We do Mary Kay in case our job quits us. And I think right now is such an important time to take heed to JoAnna's words. Okay, was there something that surprised you in your Mary Kay business since starting?
That surprised me, like recently or in the beginning, or
something you never expected to receive from that pink starter kit.
Well, I'll tell you, the first thing that popped in my mind is when I was a school teacher and a football coach and manager of a gym and all that. In my mind, my belief was I really didn't like or trust women. I was in a sorority in college, and I always had a lot of girlfriends and stuff, but when I got into teaching and as a grown up beyond college and all that, I just found that there just weren't a lot of really nice women that I wanted to hang out with. And, when I started my Mary Kay business and I got to know women, it's funny when women take off their makeup and they're doing the skincare, it's just like when you sit in your hairdresser's chair, there's something that happens when they wet your hair. It's like your life comes out of your mouth. And the same thing happens when a woman takes off her makeup, when she takes off her mask. You get to know her. And so what really surprised me was how easy and fun and positive it was to build relationships with women when I didn't really trust women before. And it made me a different person, because now, I volunteer at the Dream Center. I work with women who are victims of human trafficking. I lead a Bible study. I mean, I am working with women all the time now. And then, my unit and my team, and it's all women. So it's God kind of went, ha, 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 I'm going to show you. And now I just love women. I love just the many different dimensions of them. And when you see a woman who doesn't feel good about herself, or she doesn't have a good attitude, and you give her a new lipstick that just looks great on her, or you change the way her skin looks, she becomes a more confident woman. She becomes happier. And so we see those transformations every day. And I would never have come into Mary Kay thinking, I'm going to transform women and make them my best friends. So I guess that's my biggest surprise.
It really is true. It's teaching in a different, different audience. And I think for the guests listening, I would just love to know, what have you heard that just, has inspired you or moved your heart a little bit? I would absolutely love to know what you're thinking over there, and comment below, because what we want to do is give you all sorts of prizes, and you go into our drawing every time you comment. So let's see what else is on my list. Okay, favorite 1 or 2 things about being a Mary Kay girl.
Okay, so probably one of my favorite things is, I already talked about the relationships, but I love the income. I love the income potential. I love the fact that if you want to work, you're going to be successful. If you don't want to work, then that's your choice. And I just really love that. There's no quotas, there's no territories. Nobody's going to push you unless you say, hey, I want you to, really push me to do better. I want your encouragement. I want your support. Right. But, that's probably my favorite thing. If you want help, if you want assistance, if you want support, it's available. And it's all about your choices. And Linda Tupin always tells us, you are a result of the choices you've made, are the choices that you have allowed others to make for you. And if you can pretty much every day think that and say, what choices am I going to make today that's going to change the life of my children and my own life, as well as the words that come out of my mouth. If everything that came out of your mouth became true, how would you change your words? And so I just think that consultants, if you will just focus on that and learn that, nothing is going to stop you at all.
Well, and you talked a lot about choices. Why would you feel that that's so important to you?
Well, your choices that you make really determine your income in Mary Kay. If you choose to hold appointments, you're going to make more money. If you choose to
Mm,
invite more faces to virtual or in-person facials and experiences is what we call them, then you're going
yeah,
to have a higher income. You're going to have more team members. You're going to have more people that you're hanging out with. It's just more fun. If you choose
yeah,
to not do that, if you choose to go in a different direction, or if you choose to not try to form relationships, if you choose to just try to do mass marketing, you're not going to see the same results.
mm, mhm,
And I think it's your choices. Every day you make a
mhm,
choice whether you're going to work your business or not. You know, as directors, we lead a volunteer army. And so we're not your boss. We are your mentor. We're your
mhm,
director.
yeah,
And I think that's one of the beautiful things is you get to choose every single day what your success level is. And it doesn't depend on your
yeah,
education level or if your boss likes you or if you have the right clothes or you're the right hair color or the right skin color or the right sex
yeah,
or anything. It doesn't matter. It's your choice with what
choice.
you want to do with your business on a daily basis.
Well, speaking of choices, we have some top consultants watching right now. What kind of tip would you give to these women who are choosing to invest in themselves and grow?
I would just tell you, be on Monday Night Live every Monday night, take the challenges, track, and use a weekly plan sheet. I believe in being proactive, not reactive. And when you work with a weekly plan sheet, then you are disciplined, dedicated, and determined. And those are the 3 Ds that we used to use as a motto from my football team. And when you're disciplined and you're determined and you're dedicated, there's no turning back. You will be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I also know we have some amazing guests listening. And so, what kind of tip would you like to give our guests as we wrap some things up here?
Well, I would just tell the guest, you basically, after hearing a little bit about the Mary Kay Career Opportunity tonight and kind of my story, you basically have 3 choices. You can choose to remain a customer, and that's awesome. We need customers. Your consultant needs customers, and that's great. And you're investing in the best skincare in the world. Why use something inferior? And you're supporting a local business, and you're supporting a small business. So yay, you. Or you can be a VIP customer, which is someone who's a hostess. You invite 4, 5, 50, 100 friends on a virtual makeover or virtual Mary Kay experience, and you can be a hostess and earn hostess credit. Or you can be a power partner to your consultant, and that's to join her team. I think Andrea is going to share with you what that cost. It's like you're going to be like, "Are you kidding me?" But there it is. So right now we have an eStart kit, which is your website and your ProPay account, your credit card processing. That's $30. Or you can do the starter kit, which is worth over $400 plus the eStart. So you get the starter kit that you can use all the demonstration materials and everything you need in order to get your business going in a face-to-face, in-person kind of situation. Also, you get all those products to try for yourself, and you get the pro pay, and you get the website for the first year. And there's a sample pack add-on now for 45 if you want to do that, where you have all these samples and things like that. If you're going to be working virtually, it's nice to send out samples. But that's kind of your third choice, is do you want to be a power partner? And again, I just want to reassure you guys, nobody is going to show up at your door and say, you have to do this and you have to do that. You discuss with your person who sponsored you into the business and her director, your director, what your goals are. And then we try to help set up a plan that's going to work best for you. And then you choose to follow it. So I think my recommendation would be, if you're not choosing this for yourself, who do you know? Who do
Yeah.
you needs more financial support, more flexibility, more freedom, just more time, more sanity,
Mhm.
who has possibly lost their job or had a loss in income due to COVID? Who could really use their own business? Are they a self-starter? Are they self-motivated? Do they need extra income? There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm doing this for the money. Like, that's why 99% of the people start their Mary Kay business, and then they stay in because they fall in love with the company, the culture, and the people.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I want to know if you're still here. If you're still here, comment below. I'm still here because we want to give you some triple bonus points. I want to just tell you this has been so much fun just to hang with you, Joe. And if you have indulged with us, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, I believe truly a lot of people said, no, I don't want to listen. No, I don't want to hear when I started my business. And unfortunately, I can tell you of two of them that ended up divorced, no job, no income,
Yeah.
very low confidence. And this is a sisterhood. It is a tribe of women where you can do as much as you want. There's no ceiling, but there's no quota. So there's no pressure. And you get to really grow into who God created you to be. So you're probably out there and you've enjoyed listening, but you're in either one of two camps. And I just really want to know, are you somebody who says, this is amazing, this is great, it's not for me right now, but I'm going to be a town scout. Like, I know who needs this. And right now, our company has asked us to triple our level of professional women who can serve others. You know, every corner there's a Starbucks, but there's also these little kiosks, right? So you could be a little kiosk Starbucks, or you could be a corner store and have everything to offer. And it really is that is sort of how we are. We are able to multiply based on demand. And right now, women need ease. They need to have somebody that helps them just feel loved in this environment, and the fact that you do not have to worry about germs because we are virtual. It is a godsend. The other camp you might be in is, girlfriend, I need some extra spending money. I need a ski vacation. Like, I don't have any extra, but I really want to go someplace. I want to go to the islands. It's too cold. Whatever it is, this is that moment where maybe you're thinking, I really do want to get ahead financially. I want to give my children education that's going to be more than I can currently fit in my budget. Whatever it might be, if that is you, if that is where your heart is just maybe even a little bit scared that you're excited. That was me. I was so scared when JoAnna said, well, you know, what about you? And I thought to myself, well, who else is going to pay my bills? Even if my family laughs at me, they're not going to pay my bills. Are they going to live my life of dread if I really don't want to go to work on Monday morning? And if Mary Kay allows me to sleep in a little? And I loved the choice. So I encourage you, talk to your consultant, because she just finished an amazing jumpstart workshop and she has been challenged to develop her skill, to share the perks and benefits with 5 professional women. And pat yourself on the back, because we share with people that we are really impressed with. And so, and also I do want to say this, sometimes you're so impressive that the consultant is a little intimidated to even share something with you. So if you're listening, maybe even say to her, hey, I'd like to talk a little bit about this. I'm curious, because it will help her confidence just by you being so positive and graceful, because she might not have had the courage to talk to somebody of your caliber yet. It takes a little bit of courage, but I want you to know that we truly do want your feedback. So if you are sign me up, I want to do this. It's $30, you guys. $30. You can't even buy a new shirt for $30 anymore. And this allows you, it's a one-time purchase, unlike Costco, which is every year. You earn the right to stay in our company by using the products, and you never have to do your kit again unless you choose to quit. And that is definitely a choice. And so it's a $30 investment. Of course, you can make a bigger investment and get more for free in your starter kit. But comment below if you are excited to be a talent scout. Maybe you're thinking, I just want free stuff, I'm going to be a hostess. Also, if you're ready, go ahead and say, sign me up. I want to do this. If you're not sure, I just encourage you to reach out to your beauty consultant. Let her talk to you about earning product. We will hold your hand. You're not ever, ever alone. We always say you can do this. We will be, how do we say it, Joe? I can't say it all of a sudden. You are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And that is so true. So I had a lot of fun, Joe.
Well, you know what? Can we challenge them to take the pink pillow test?
Oh, that's so good. Yes, the pink pillow test.
So what we want you to do is we want you to sleep on it. Sleep on it and pray on it. And if you dream pink, pink Cadillacs, little pink packages, pink bows, pink everything, call your consultant first thing in the morning and say, I'm ready. It's a $30 or $130 investment. I blow that at Walmart in minutes and don't even know what I got for it. And in that starter kit could be braces for my kids' teeth, college educations, or great vacations, whatever you want. If you wake up and you're like, didn't dream pink, just not feeling it, call your consultant and say, you know what? I want to be a talent scout for you. And I'd love to be a hostess, because she has invited you to watch this and be a part of this event because she believes in you. There's something she sees in you. So take the pink pillow test, contact your consultant first thing in the morning. We're going to be monitoring all these comments. We are going to do a drawing based on the comments, and you're going to be getting a fabulous prize. And you know what? I put my prize way back here that I have for everybody, but it's fabulous. We give away fabulous prizes, and we will be doing a drawing, and we'll post the winner on here first thing in the morning.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well, everyone, have a fabulous night, and we cannot wait to celebrate you in whichever group you might be in. Thanks again.
Bye, Dre. Love you.
Bye-bye.